Hi, I'm Cara Stanford and this is the Marketing Spaces. Today we're going to take the space and time to get inspired. So we've all been there where we have to create some marketing content and we're drawing a blank. We just can't come up with that idea. We can't think of how to approach this, what we need to do. So here's a few ways to help you get unstuck. We're going to look at Inspiration 1, your audience. Inspiration 2, the parting gift. Inspiration 3, recent experiences. Inspiration 4, listening. And Inspiration 5, forget about it. Let's go through each one in order now. Inspiration 1, your audience. Who is this marketing content for? Jot down some ideas about the type of people they are, who they actually are, what you know about them. What's the level of understanding about the topic that you're discussing? Are they experts? Do they have an in-depth knowledge already? Are they beginners? Are they somewhere in between? Are they interested in a specific area? What are they actually interested in for this topic that you're discussing? And if you're thinking, oh, I don't know that, think about perhaps conversations you might have had with these clients. And if you're not having these conversations, go and talk to the team members who are and say, what questions are they asking you? When do they show an interest? When do they perk up? When do they look a bit bored and switch off? And what are the problems that you can solve? We all have problems. And one of the things that we are offering people as marketers is we're saying, look, we've got this solution. Instead of focusing on the solution you're offering, think about the problems. So work your way through and get some inspiration from your audience. Inspiration 2, the parting gift. How do you want to leave them? Once they've consumed your content, what do you want them to think, feel, know, or do? Sometimes it can be really useful to start with this emotion. So if it's a very clear cut, I want them to know that the deadline for submission is the 31st of January, then that means that your campaign has to be geared around getting that fact over. If it could be, I want them to leave feeling inspired. So that means when you work backwards, your campaign has to include elements that are inspirational. So think about your parting gift for them. Make some notes on that. Inspiration 3, your recent experiences. Don't just contain this to work. Don't just think about this in a work context or in the context of the marketing content that you're trying to create. Think about something that's happened to you recently that made you think, oh, that was interesting. Never knew that before. Something that made you feel something different. Maybe you felt scared, maybe you felt happy, maybe you felt interested. Something that gave you a bit of knowledge or something that made you do something. Now unpick, how did that happen? How did they make you feel like that? What was it about them that made, about what they did? Did they present things very factually? Did they present it in a fun way? Look back through your recent experiences. Inspiration 4, listen. Discuss with your colleagues, your friends, your network, the content you need to create. Explain to them why you need this content. We have to produce this marketing content because we want to attract new customers. Then let them ask you questions. It's always interesting to see what other people ask and where they take this and where they want it to go. Then you can ask them some questions and you could say, how do you think I could do this? And then listen to their answers. Even if you're thinking that's not right, listen to their answers. Ask them, what would be a useful way to approach this? What would you do for this? By the time you've worked through all of these things with your colleagues, friends, network, you'll have an idea. You will have an idea of how to structure this content and what to do. Inspiration 5, forget about it. You've worked your way through all 4 of those ideas for how to get inspiration, and you're still drawing a blank. You're still sat there going, I can't come up with anything. Do you know what? Just ignore it. Forget about it. Who cares? Who cares? It's only your job. Just ignore it. Walk away. Stop. Let it go. Go outside. I might go for a walk sometimes. I might do a bit of gardening now I'm working from home. I might clean my kitchen. I just forget about it. I just think, do you know what? I can't come up with anything. Forget about it. Move on. And when you forget about it and you allow your brain time to work at a different level, ta-da, there's your content idea. There's your inspiration. It's arrived. So thank you very much. I hope that you found that useful.